Welcome, I'm Little Stain and this is the first ever video tutorial I make, so bear with me, some things will go wrong, but don't worry about it. Okay, so this video tutorial is going to be about Construct2 by Skira. It's a game making program, and if you don't have it already, you can get it at www.skira.com. As you can see, I'm Little Stain over there as well, so if you want to find me on the forums, you can find me there. Okay, so go to skira.com, go to download and get it, because it's a great program to work with. So when you've downloaded it and installed it, when you first open it, you get something like this. So this is the interface with the file, home, view, events, and upgrade. Well, I've never opened the upgrade, but you can do it here. So let's get back home. I'll open up a file. Well, actually, I'll start a new one. When you start a new one, you get this, what do we call it? Well, actually, so you get this, and it has a lot of pre-made templates, and it also has a lot of examples, so there's a lot to learn just by going through all the options you have here. But for right now, I'll just open up an empty project to show you some things about the interface. So when you start a new project, on the left you have a properties bar, in the middle you have the layout field and the event sheet field. These are tabs, so you can toggle between them, and on the right you have your project list, let's call it that. So our name right now is new project, and you can change this to tutorial or whatever you want. I'll just call it tutorial. All these things are things you can enter yourself, so the version number, description, an idea, author, email, and website. Here you have the project settings. The most important one right now is the window size. The window size will determine what size your project has. So if you're going to scale it up and down, which you probably will do to have it fit different screen sizes, here you can choose the size Construct considers to be a full screen. Well, I always set this to something which is 16 by 9, so let's just pick pick a size. Wait, what's easy? I'll go here and take 69 resolution lists. List of true resolutions. The green ones are dividable by 8, which can come in pretty handy. So let's change it to 640 360 for now, just to have a 16 by 9. Most computer screens are around 16 by 9, 16 by 10, so this is a good way to get as near as you can get to full screen as you want. Preview browser default, so this will open up in your the browser you set as your default browser. I'm gonna set it to Chrome because it isn't my default browser at the moment, and I like the way Chrome handles things. So right now we have the properties bar, and these are the properties of the whole project. If you go to layout, you get the layout properties. You'll see that the size of the layout is different from the size of the project. If I zoom out using view, zoom out, you'll see it's a lot bigger. This is the layout size, and those brackets or corners you see there are the margins of the layout. So everything you'll get on this side, except for the event sheet, will have its properties displayed here. I'll zoom in again for a moment. Go back to this part. Almost the first thing you'll do is you want to insert something into the layout. So go to the layout, right click, and choose Insert New Object. This dialog will show up, and you can choose whatever you want. First, I'm going to insert an input method, and I usually use touch, because as you can see, if I pick touch over here, in its properties it says use mouse input. Yes, so a left click in the game will be considered a touch input. So you can pretty much always use it if you have mouse specific features, like if the mouse is over something, or you want to use right click or whatever, you can use the mouse. For now, I'll keep it at touch. And of course, we'll want to insert a new object, and that will be a sprite. Once you click sprite, it will pick the layer you have, and when clicking, it will open up the image editor. For the purpose of this, I'll just pick fill and pick the color palette. Green, yeah, why not? So I'll close this, and right now I've got a green sprite on here. Yeah, it doesn't do anything right now, but here. So the sprite has got its properties as well. Here it says under common on which layer it's on, the angle. If I change the angle, you can see a change over there. The angle is 0, which means in Construct that it's facing right. So if you wanted the sprite to face left, 180 would do it, right? Yep. Not. This can be important later. So if you added a sprite in the image editor, and you wanted to have an arrow facing upward, you'll see it has an arrow facing upward, but the direction of the sprite is right. So if you want the arrow to point at the direction the sprite is facing, you will have to make it like this, right? Okay, what size? Wow. Make it blue. I haven't really thought about what I was going to tell, but okay, so the properties bar, which is pretty important. Here you see the sprite's position. If I drag it on the screen, the position changes. So, and its size, if I make it smaller, make it bigger, you can see the size changes. Also, the position changes because the origin of the sprite is in the middle, and while changing the size, the origin, which is the point, it will calculate its position from changes because the size changes. Okay. The sprite can have instance variables and behaviors. To finish this up, I'll just add a behavior. So click on behaviors, you get this behaviors dialog, plus to add a new behavior, and I'll add the drag and drop behavior. Construct has a lot of behaviors which are right out of the box, and I'll probably do a tutorial about that too if I feel like doing that. But I'll give it a drag and drop behavior. As you can see, I haven't made any events yet, but still, if I press play now, run layout, it will run in my preferred HTML, well, in my preferred browser, and by clicking it and dragging it, it has drag and drop. Stopping with clicking, it stops moving. Click, drag, and whatever. So I guess this is a very, very, very bad first tutorial. Next time I'll think about what I'm going to say a bit more. But yeah. Well, here you go. I'm gonna make a good tutorial, and I'll probably delete this, but well, this is what you gotta do with right now. By the way, if you're wondering about my accent, I'm Dutch. Sorry.